Good morning. My name is Rod Zalanka and I'm a brain cancer survivor. 24 days ago I had an anaplastic astrocytoma grade 3 removed from my head. Now this wasn't the first time I had that procedure. As a matter of fact, in 2003 I had the same exact procedure done with the same exact tumor. The only difference is back then I underwent something called adjunctive therapies, which are tantamount to chemo and radiation. And after about 3 months I was just in horrible shape. I looked horrible. I was gray, and I'm not talking about my hair because I had no hair. My skin was gray. My eyesight was failing, but worst of all, I'd become depressed. And when you're depressed, forget it, because you're never going to cure yourself of anything. So instinctively, I quit all that, and I went to my wife. I said, please, don't ask me to do this ever again. And over the following months and years, I immersed myself in natural therapies, specifically as I applied to B17 and cancer. And what I discovered was, well, first of all, 3 years later, I looked around and said, hey, I'm still here. This is a good thing. Because the average cancer patient, especially a brain cancer patient, they're usually gone after about a year and a half. And they leave this world in the most vile state possible. And so I had beaten all that, and I was well down the path. And so I knew I was on to something. So I kept doing it. I was writing books. I was giving lectures. I was doing interviews. I was really living on purpose. But about the 8th year, 9th year, I'd done something, I'd become complacent actually. And society tells you, cancer, you beat it, you're done with it, but I know now that that's not the truth. Because what happens when you become complacent, you stop doing the things that got you to where you are. And so that's what happened to me. So when I became symptomatic again with my tumor, I knew what had happened, and there was nothing I could do about it at that point. Actually, when the tumor comes back, it's really hard to even treat any of that stuff with just B17 because it's already, especially for me, it was in my brain already, so it became very challenging. So I had another craniotomy to remove that, and as I was laying in my hospital bed, I started reviewing mentally what happened, and I think I figured out that a cancer patient, even though they've beaten the disease, they have to keep doing what they were doing, or it comes back. And I'm talking about diet, I'm talking about supplements, and a number of things. And we're going to talk more about those things later. But for right now, understand that it's part of the process, and it's a part that you can't omit. So again, we'll talk more about that later. But right now, I just wanted to invite you along on my cancer journey. This has never been done before, as far as I can tell. I don't know of any other brain cancer patient who's ever documented their progress in their disease, but I'm doing this, and I think this is worthwhile. I'm going to do everything in my power to stay alive and keep producing these videos years and months from now. But again, if you're one of the people who's in the same situation I am, I wanted to do something that would give people hope, or at least show them what's possible. Okay. And again, I'm not undergoing any chemo, any radiation. I'm just doing natural therapies, and I'm going to share all those natural therapies with you over the weeks to come. So again, thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next week. And by the way, if you want to send me an email, I'm Rod Zalanka, and that's R-O-D, C as in cat, Z as in zebra, L-O-N-K-A @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you. Thanks.